I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the beginning of July 1st through the 7th. I'm doing this on July 1st. Sorry, I'm a little late. I'm away for a few days for my kid's birthday. I hope you guys are doing fantastic today. So we have a crazy-ass week. Crazy. So Saturn is still in you in your first house, right? We have this Uranus energy 3 houses away, right? Uranus and Taurus. That's all like this breaking free, get me out of here, shocking surprise kind of energy, having to do with the 4th house. So some of you might find out, oh, guess what? We're moving. Or 8 of Cups, we're moving, we're leaving, we're getting away. This is about departure, change, having the emotional intelligence to recognize that you need to move on from something. Sadness, but no regret. You feel very ready for something to change. Definitely coming in for you, Aquarius. Now, 3 houses away from that, yes. That's where we have this big T square coming in. So it's the T square in the fixed signs. Aquarius, you are a fixed sign. Especially those of you who Aquarius risings between 10 and 15 degrees, you're probably going to be feeling it the most. It doesn't mean that you're all going to be moving this week. Doesn't mean that some sort of shocking thing is going to be all coming in this week. The seed of it is going to be happening. The seed. This is very, very interesting to me. I'm going to tell you because in full disclosure, my twin boys are Aquarius risings. And I'm just realizing this as I'm speaking to you. Both of them are 12 degrees Aquarius rising. And I literally 2 hours ago found out that a home that my husband and I were interested in getting, we got accepted, and it's like moving forward. It's just very interesting that here we are on the 1st. This is the day it hits, and it's just very interesting that I just delivered this news to them, and I'm just realizing this as I'm speaking to you guys right now. It's very interesting there. But anyway, what's happening here additionally, though, is this Mars and Leo T square. Mars and Leo is creating this T square in your 7th house of partnerships. And the 7th house is contractual partnerships. So is anyone that you have like a soul contract with, like a marriage partner, or anyone where you have a relationship with them where there's any sort of contract involved. So it could also be a business partnership. It could be anyone where you have a shared soul purpose, even like a family member, a really close friend, anybody like that. This is where new is coming in. So a lot of you might be actually meeting somebody new in the area of relationship. We have on the 3rd, right? Let's talk with this more about the 3rd, right? On the 3rd, we have Mars Mars is going to be opposite Saturn and Aquarius today, okay? But on the 3rd, right, in a couple of days, Mars is also going to be squaring Uranus, and that's where that T square is going to be formed, okay? So this is where in that 7th house, something new is going to be coming in, this like warrior kind of energy. Come on, let's go. Fresh path, new perspective. Come on, let's go. Now, Mars and Leo, though, also does very often incite a feeling of nostalgia as well. And because it's in the 7th house, those of you who are in a space where you've been in past serious relationships, don't be surprised if you're feeling an odd sense of nostalgia at this point. That's very natural and normal for this type of energy. Now, in a few days from now, on the 7th, after that, we have Venus in Leo, again, forming another T square to Saturn and Uranus, also in your 7th house. So Venus kind of is, if you think about it, how we view life. It's our recognition of life, right? We can think about it, right? And so when Venus is how we feel about life, and when Saturn is opposite Venus, the way we feel about life is restricted and confined and controlled. So don't be surprised if you're feeling that. Yet Uranus, which is happening again in that 4th house for you, which is also, it's about home, as I mentioned, right, with my twins, but it's also your ability to feel grounded, rooted, safe, and secure. Right? It's not only about your little physical home, right? So Uranus wants us to break free from emotional patterns that no longer serve us. Uranus wants us to transform instant gratification into emotional freedom, stripped of any unhealthy attachments, right? So this is really nice. Now, just as with Mars, Chiron here comes in and saves the day. So this back and forth process of rewiring your heart to higher frequencies is going to be extremely healing and cathartic right now during this time, because a lot of you are going to kind of be going back and forth the relationships and the situations that you have been in versus where you are now. What's the right thing for my future? What do I want to get into that makes me feel very grounded, rooted, safe, and secure? Understanding and recognizing the realities of what it is that you want. And you're changing, my friends, because with Saturn in Aquarius, it's like dust off the cobwebs of whatever you've been believing about your sense of self, having to do with anything in your life, guys. Because it's in your first house, the change for you can be in any area or more than one area, right? This could have to do with relationships, with career, with your friendships, with family situations, anything like that. Your belief system, the way you view things, the way people even see you is going to be changing right now, because you're going to be pushed to update all of these things in a really good way. All right, so now I pulled a Celtic cross spread, and I'm just going to interpret this for pretty much everything, right? So I'm going to give the different interpretations, then I'm going to sweep this, I'm going to clear this, and then I'm going to do a 7-card ellipse for relationship only, and then I'll pull a couple of cards at the end for those of you in separation. I'll timestamp below for those. So we have the Knight of Swords coming into this energy from the past. I want to start with the past. So this tells me that in the past you were dealing with somebody who was very dishonest, who had a trouble with morality. Maybe they gave you a lot of lip service. They were maybe selfish. They comfortably overstepped boundaries. Not a good energy, right? Not a good energy. But this is something you dealt with somebody like this in the past. And maybe you didn't see it in the moment, but since you were involved with this person, it could be in any kind of relationship at all, with the time apart has allowed clarity, and you're actually seeing the true reality of who that person is. So a lot of it is sort of bubbling up to the top with just like, wow, okay, guess what? Like, the shades are off my eyes. I totally see things very, very differently right now. Now, representing you in the moment, we have the Two of Wands in reverse. So for many of you, maybe you have plans on moving forward and things fell through. I mean, it could have been obviously with this relationship, but this could have to do with another part of your life. The reason I'm going to be saying it like that is because of this Saturn in Aquarius in your first house. So there could be several areas in your life being impacted right now. So you apply it however you see fit. But this is about plans falling apart. This is also, though, about thinking small. You want to make sure that you're expanding your mind in the way, recognizing that go after whatever it is that you want, Aquarius. Nothing is too big for you, right? No relationship, no job opportunity, nothing like that, right? Out of your mental space should be the idea of, I don't have what it takes. I don't have the training. I'm not smart enough. I'm not whatever, right? Really getting that stuff out of your mind. I'm not even going to say out of your language, but get it out of your head, right? If you are resonating with it like that. For others of you, you don't have that trouble, but things seem to have fallen apart that you had planned. Now, what is the challenge? The challenge is the Two of Cups energy. And the Two of Cups is about this idea of having some sort of really good, productive conversation. This is a very mutually supportive energy. So some of you may be feeling very blocked by the fact that you feel like you want, but you are not in a mutually supportive relationship. You're just not feeling it. Some of you may be unattached right now in relationship, and you're having a really hard time meeting somebody that you really resonate with on a soul level. Some of you may be in a space where it's got nothing to do with relationship. Your relationship is fine, or you're happily single, and you're in this space of waiting for a proposal, some sort of offer to come in, maybe having to do with work or some sort of family situation, and it's not coming in. You're waiting, right? And that could be very difficult. Or some of you are just waiting for some sort of situation that you're involved in to sort of fix itself, meaning you want some sort of harmony to return so that it can be nurtured, but the conversation's not there, the opportunity is not there. And for a lot of you, it's like, okay, well, this didn't work out. And you might feel like, for a lot of you, you may feel like you're sort of in this weird space of waiting right now, which could be frustrating, of course, right? Now, let's look at these two together, because this is the basis of this situation, and this is the present. So the basis of the situation is you just want to be happy, right? I mean, Nine of Cups is a beautiful happiness energy, and you're just being very focused on this, right? Any old stuff that you dealt with, old tension, old nonsense, you're just so ready to let it float into the water with the rest of the past, right? A lot of you are in this space where you just want to meet a new person. Maybe you want to meet new friends even. Some of you may be in this space where it's like, you know what? I really have to get myself a new friend group. Others of you are like, I really want to meet just a new romantic partner. Others of you are like, I want to do a job where I feel way more connected to my heart. And you being in this space where I'm ready to grow, whatever it is, okay? So now we have here, though, this is working with the fact that we have the present situation, which is the Five of Wands. So this is what you want. But the present situation is this sort of battle of the wills, this lack of agreement. Now, the Five of Wands, a lot of times, Aquarius, can be in our own head. That's the interesting thing, right? Where we're fighting with ourselves, where we can't agree with ourselves. It's like, I want that, but what about this? I want this, but what about that? So a lot of you could be in that space. Others of you, you're feeling very focused on being happy in all of this, but it's like you're sitting down with these people, maybe at this business meeting or at this work situation, where it gets to the point where you need to sign some sort of important documents or get on board with something, but you're realizing as you speak to them that you guys don't really agree. There are people with strong opinions, right? You feel like you need to fight to just be heard. There might be issues as basic and as mundane as scheduling issues, or maybe a lack of agreement about salary, something like that. So there's something where you just want to be happy. You feel like there's some sort of good opportunity here, but yet we have this sort of arguing energy. I'm not mad. The Five of Wands is just simply like something that needs to be dealt with. This is something that needs to be dealt with, right? This is some sort of issue. You just want to be happy, but somebody's fighting you on something. So figure out where that is in your life, and that's what you're going to be dealing with. Now, the suggested approach is to let it go, because we have the Ten of Swords here. Ten of Swords is about endings, right? Where there's a history here, and the finality and the release of something releases you from the anger, frustration, whatever it is, stress. Even if it's painful, it's the end of a challenging era, so that you can transform into a healthier energy with just a fresh eyes, new mindset, right? I mean, this is about, this is a very much a Mercury and Virgo energy, right? So Virgo is very critical. It's like looking at everything, and Mercury is very like staying of the mind. It's like, you know what? This is just not working. You being very intelligent in your approach and just saying, at the end of the day, I'm not sure if this is actually the right thing for me. Right? Is it worth all the conflict? Is it worth fighting to be heard? Is it worth the argument? Because damn it, I just want to be happy. Now, the energy that's external to you, that's surrounding you, or this could be an energy that is literally surrounding you, like a person that you're dealing with. It depends on your situation. But we have the Tower reverse. So this energy is about, let me apply it as an energy that's surrounding you, because I feel like that's going to resonate most. You may find yourself taking responsibility for something even when you're not to blame. And this could also indicate you holding on to either a career, a project, or for some of you, even a relationship that's just not strong enough to stand the test of time. And if you've clung to the past to protect yourself from the reality of a situation, your fears can easily materialize in this energy. Because something's not meant to work out here, right? It's just not meant to work out. So don't feel responsible for things, for forces, for choices, for people outside of your control. You know, it really, I mean, at least you're going to know exactly where you stand, but something needs to be done. I just want to turn the light up here. I've been a rainstorm here like nobody's business in New York, and my room got very dark, very ominous all of a sudden. Okay, so that's what I see here. Now we have in your hope and fear, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So you really want to be very much, investing your time wisely. You want to be very consistent in your efforts. You want this increase in prosperity. You want to invest in something, whether it's a business, a relationship, any kind of situation that you know is going to increase your stance in life, whether it's your money, whether it's your ability to be happy in a relationship, whatever it is, right? Now you want that. You know that if you do it, you're probably going to have to work harder than you did before, but it's like the offer is not coming in the way that you would really, really like. Right, so this is an energy that can end up happening. You might be dealing with a very stubborn person. You might be dealing with somebody who doesn't want to bother putting the effort into something. Somebody who's just not working at a situation. They're not working with you. Many of you are going to be experiencing that. Some of you may even feel right now, your challenge is that you feel very unmotivated. You feel very unmotivated, having to do, or very sort of stuck in your ways. And, you know, some of you maybe, we have to call it what it is. You do have Saturn in your first house in Aquarius. So the cobwebs have grown on something having to do with how you view life, how you view relationships, how you view your engagement with the world. So something does need to be addressed there. I'm not throwing shade, Aquarius. I'm just saying what it is. Okay, this is something that you might want to look at in yourself. Are you being stubborn in a particular area of your life where you don't want to give in to something? You don't want to, you know, change your belief system when it comes to something regarding how you function in relationship, how you function in work, how you function in that family system, whatever it is. Now we have in the near future, we have the Nine of Wands. So you still have fire in your belly for a situation. You're in a good position, even though you're exhausted, but you're going to have the perseverance to see something through. This is temporary. You feeling defensive is likely right now. Just be careful that it doesn't keep you in a negative mindset. Your efforts are going to be met with success, but you have to maintain a really balanced and careful approach, because remember, the Ten of Wands is after that. And I feel like it's going to pay off. I feel like whatever you're going for, it's going to pay off. Look at this. We have the Ten of Cups energy, which is beautiful. This is about contentment, benefits of security. Excellent time for partnership, family, again, business partnership, anything like that, joining an association, a group of any kind. Anything that you've been working very hard on is finally going to come together. Because I feel like you've been very frustrated up to this point. In all areas, having to do with romance, business, family, all communication, just, you know, whatever it is, right? This is a Mars and Pisces energy, so it's very nice. So it's this warrior energy in meets your dreams, right? It's like, all right, come on, let's go. Let's make this happen. So let's suppose we have Seven of Pentacles, working hard, being patient. We have the Five of Pentacles. You may be feeling a lack of support, feeling like you no longer belong in something. Bring that. Okay. So we have Seven of Pentacles is about being very, very patient. Very patient. You working really hard on having a lot of potential for success. Whatever your situation is, you not giving up on it. But you're getting to this point where you're like, I don't know, like, where's the money? Where's the support? I don't know. Some of you may be feeling like there's a testing of your resources, or you have financial issues, or at least fear of financial issues. And you're in this space where it's trying to consider new options that are going to help you see a way forward. But this can also show a fear of losing security of maybe of your home, or even of your heart, right? Like the pain in the aftermath of a breakup or even a death. But you have a lot more support surrounding you than you realize. There is a lot more support. You've been very patient. Yeah, I mean, because all of these are clarifying the Ten of Cups. How do you go from the Nine of Wands to the Ten of Cups? It's kind of a leap. It kind of is. So, you know, we have you being super patient, right, as a result of this Nine of Wands. But then you end up feeling this sort of disconnect. But you reckon, I mean, it's like the lights are going on and you're realizing that you just either don't or didn't belong in a situation anymore. But you needed a lot of determination to pull yourself out of it, because there was something about that job situation, that relationship situation, that family connection, whatever it is, that you found value in, a lot of value in at one point. You felt like, oh, you know, this is great. But now, all of a sudden, it's like, whoa, that is not at all what I thought it was. So now I really kind of need to pull myself out. Now, some of you may have needed to swallow your pride, or you may need to swallow your pride. Some of you may just need to understand that there's a need to pivot, right? Because something doesn't feel right, doesn't feel supportive. It just doesn't feel like something that could ever work out. Now, we have the Three of Swords in the reverse, which is about apologies. For some of you, for others of you, this is just recovering from something. This is literally about healing. This is really good healing here. We like the Three of Swords in the reverse. The swords easily fall out. There's a lot of healing. There's a lot of openness. And then we have the King of Cups. So for some of you, there are going to be apologies, and then there's going to be this need to have this conversation where there's this need that exists to settle a conflict, either within yourself or with somebody else, or maybe a little bit of both, right? but there does need to be some sort of conversation had. And then we have the Six of Wands, so I see it going really well. If this has to do with relationship, feelings are shared, very well received, awesome communication. If this has to do just in general, as a general influence, this is, especially if you've been struggling lately, this is acknowledgement at work. So somebody acknowledging you in a relationship, acknowledging you within family, acknowledging a job that you've done, just good news for really any aspect of your life, having to do with like love, education, work, decision-making, even property, anything like that. And then we have the two final cards. We have the Four of Wands, which is the honeymoon card. This is all about a strong foundation. Very nice. So for some of you, it's this element of freedom and creativity. But whatever it is, it's bringing you into a strong foundation. So this is success after working really hard at something. Very celebratory vibe, right? Your talent and what you bring to a situation is appreciated. So obviously this could have to do with work, but it could also be somebody new in partnership, recognizing and acknowledging how fabulous you are, right? And they open their hearts and they express their feelings for you. Really nice energy. And we have that working with the Five of Swords in the reverse, though. So this is about fairness and peace after trouble, and just having a very open conversation. Very open conversation. So that's what we have. Some open and honest conversation that's very necessary. And you ending up in somebody's favor. So this is good. And that's what we have for this particular leg of the reading. I hope this was helpful for you in some way. Now we're going to go into the 7-card ellipse for relationship. And let's see what we get for that. Well, let me use the Animal Mundi cards. Let's see what we get here. Animal Mundi. Our Aquarius friends, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Past. Present. We got the Chrysanthemum, the Empress. Ooh. Okay. Future. Strength card. Advice, Page of Pentacles. External or others. The Ten of Pentacles. We have the Hierophant. There's your hope and fear. And we have your outcome. It's the Seven of Pentacles. Let's move this over here. All right, so the past. The past, the Empress energy. This is the Mother of the Tarot. So you are, coming into this energy, definitely in this space, be very open and ready for a relationship. This could be some of you are focusing on having children, wanting to have children, wanting to have a family, wanting to grow a relationship. That's the Empress energy. It's all about wanting to grow the relationship in a beautiful way. So that's the past. The present is the Two of Coins. Here, there's this internal negotiation going on, and you need to make a decision, figuring out what you want to do. Do you want to go with that person or this person? Do you want to be alone, or do you want to stay in the relationship? Or it doesn't have to be any of that. You might be in your relationship where you're trying to figure out together, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to get married or not? Do you want to move in together or not? Do you want to have a baby? Do you want to get married? Do you want to do that project on the house? What do you want to do? You want to go on that vacation, right? But it's like, whatever it is, the reason why there are two aspects to a situation is because you're feeling a sense of lack in something. So like, should you take that job to better the relationship? You're feeling that because you feel a lack in money. Do you want to stay in this relationship or leave? That could be because you're feeling a lack of connection. Should you go on that vacation or not, that you guys desperately need because you're feeling a lack in the area of intimacy within your relationship? Do you know what I mean? So it's like realizing, am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? And needing to sort of figure out, what is my strategy going to be now moving forward? This could be if you're single, obviously, do I want to be single? Do I want to be in relationship? What do I do? Figuring out strategy. But it is this idea of strategy that was upright. Okay. And now in the future, we have the Strength energy, which is awesome. Because Strength is Leo, and Leo is the landlord of the 5th house of falling in love, love affairs, romance, children, creativity, all of that. So really nice. Now, for those of you who are in relationship, if your relationship's been tested, things are going to get better, but there's this need for balance. And you want to make sure that the attraction that you guys feel for each other doesn't end up serving to mask like deeper issues that need to be addressed, where you're just like... person's beautiful. I really don't care what's going on. Like, not that you would, but listen, a lot of sometimes that happens subliminally. We don't even realize it, right? But somebody also may need their ego stroked here. Somebody may have very strong opinions and they may need help to calm their ego down so that their mind can open up. So, you know, that's all in the process of balancing a particular situation that could easily be going on. So we have the advice energy is the Page of Pentacles. So this page always indicates a new cycle, right? This is the personification of earth, staying very earthy. So this is about new beginnings. So you guys might want to take a different approach maybe to your finances. You guys might want to actually make an offer on a property. You might want to actually start therapy together, something like that if you're in relationship, okay? For others of you, you're just in this space where it's like, okay, I want to get into a relationship because I really don't want to be single anymore, and I have to figure out in a very practical way what's getting in my way, right? But the fact that this is showing up does indicate here that you have the opportunity to meet a new mental, physical, emotional connection. So I really like this in that way. This does indicate a new cycle and you being prepared to put in the work. For those of you who are single, which is nice. But for those of you who are in a relationship, this pentacle energy could just be like making a decision to like take that next step, do that next thing. And the fact that we have as the external energy surrounding you, and it's like, or other in this relationship, right? Obviously it would be a partner or a potential partner. We have the Ten of Pentacles, which is one of the Will You Marry Me cards. This is a family energy. This is maturity. This is deepening of commitment and shared values. This is property as well, right? Going back to what I said about maybe a new house. Oh yeah, and the fact that you have the Uranus energy in your fourth house, I'm kind of bringing it all back to that, I'm realizing. So yeah, this could definitely be that for many of you. What's your hope? What's your fear? Hope, marriage. Fear, marriage. Or commitment. Now look, that sounds kind of silly, but Hierophant is a lot more than that. It's about tradition and commitment and expectations and conformity and all of that, right? And it's, you know, it's all of that. Now, this is something that you may want to do, but this could be something that you're very nervous about doing. So it could literally mean that the expansion of the relationship in that way. But going back to the additional messages here, this also indicates a possible expansion of property or inviting people over who you share very similar belief system with, living around people that you have a similar belief system with, right? Something like that. So very interesting there. But that's a Taurus energy as well, which is, I mean, again, just super interesting to me that Uranus, which is your ruler, happens to be in Taurus, which happens to be in your fourth house. So there's definitely something going on with your belief system. And the thing is, it's, again, I just feel like it's two things are happening at once here, where it could literally have to do with your physical home, yes, but it could also just have to do with this ability of you wanting to feel grounded in relationship, secure in relationship. We have the outcome. We have the Seven of Wands here. And the Seven of Wands can indicate that there might be some challenges right now, but you may be in a space where you feel like you need to fight for your relationship temporarily. But stand up for your relationship, provided that your partner would do the same thing for you, right? Return the loyalty. But fighting for something. It's like fighting for the relationship in a way. Why would you be doing that? We have Temperance, which is nice. We have the Page of Wands in the reverse. And we have the World in the reverse. Okay, so let's see what we have. So Temperance is nice, right? Because this has to do with a new level of trust and understanding and patient cooperation after a difficult time period. Those of you who are single, you might find yourself very drawn or pulled energetically, spiritually, or maybe a little bit of both to a new partner. It's a very emotional time. It's interesting to me, right? Because the numerology link is linked to the Hierophant. I don't know why I'm getting very stuck on this card. Very interesting. Something having to do with your belief system is an issue in relationship, Aquarius. Okay, and then we have the Page of Wands in the reverse. So that you might be dealing with somebody who's immature, first of all. Some of you may have children, school age, that are having a really hard time, a struggle in school. And this is a situation within your relationship. But this can also indicate somebody just being like really immature and all that that means. And then we have the World in reverse. So this tells me you're ready to move on, but you feel blocked, or you feel undeserving of success in relationship. Now, this can, I'm feeling very strong, Aquarius. I feel like a lot of you are holding very, very strong to a belief system that you don't want to release. And this could show you holding on to something that ends up eluding you. If that's the case, it's time for you to redefine what you want and adjust accordingly, since you might be holding on to something at the exclusion of all else in relationship. But just know that even these challenges are minor. It just may take some time to get what is coming to you. Keep the faith, keep the faith. Definitely keep the faith. The world is still, even in the reverse, it's still positive. Something is coming in, but it does seem like you may need to, I'm not saying to sacrifice a belief system in any way, but you might need to maybe tweak it or to compromise something a little bit more in order for something within the relationship to work more comfortably. Maybe some compromise and some empathy is needed on both ends here. It does seem like that. Okay, so that's what we have for that. Now we're going to pull some cards for those of you who may be in separation. Okay. First card up. It hurts to see online that you moved on with your life. Somebody that you are in separation with is having some sort of realization about you. Sexuality. Okay. It's got something to do with in love. Okay. So it hurts to see you online it hurts to see online that you moved on with your life. Then we have a dragonfly. Be lighthearted, finding out things coming to light, adapt, change, heal. So realizing that you just be moving on with your life. I always look for you at airports, as if we'll be at the same place in the world, and that's being clarified by camera, reminiscing, perception, learning from the past, making memories. So, yeah, a lot of missing going on here. And then we have, would I be rejected if I contacted you? Do you still want me? And then we have Cupid's arrow. Have faith. Love is coming. Surprise invitation or meeting. Hesitation. Listen, I can only tell you that there's new coming in that 7th house. Mars and Leo, Venus and Leo in this fixed T-square. New in relationship. So this could be a new approach to something from the past. If you haven't been together for a while, I don't know. But it does seem like we have the idea of sexuality and love here. So yes, there may be a lot of attraction here for some of you. For others of you, the idea of sexuality may have been the issue. Maybe there was cheating going on. Maybe there was some sort of lack of intimacy, or maybe there was something within this connection that made you or the other person feel very uncomfortable when it comes to intimacy. And the idea of allowing yourself to go there and be that vulnerable and that open in any kind of comfortable way. So this could certainly be like there's something not trustworthy here, right? But there's some sort of issue, and they're acknowledging it, but there was love here. But it doesn't look like this person was very healthy. Yeah, this person was tempted too easily by the wrong things. And it just didn't jive. I just feel like it didn't jive with your belief system, your moral code, your moral compass. It's almost like you're sitting back saying like, oh, God, that person's kind of a mess. I'm sorry, cross watchers, but that's the energy that I'm getting here. Yeah, there looks like some confusion here. It certainly does. Anyway, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me. Have an awesome week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.